Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for Supergirl. So let's start talking about this episode. So here we get to see a new villain come into town, which is Reactron. And he is a villain towards Superman. And the reason that he comes to town is because he wants to go against Superman and show what it means to lose someone you care about. And Supergirl revealed in this episode that she is the cousin of Superman. So right after this information is revealed, Reactron goes to National City and goes try to attack Supergirl. You know, there's some people that have faith in Supergirl, that she's able to defeat this person. I guess Kara herself wants to have faith in this. But then there's others that feel that this is more of a job for Superman. And there's actually a moment where Superman does come in to save the day. And Kara's upset about this because she wants to deal with this on her own to show that she's not in the shadow of Superman. She's her own person. And Jimmy understands this. He's the one who called Superman, and he finally kind of understands, like, okay, I understand why you would want to not be in Clark's shadow. And because of that, also Wynn knows that Clark Kent is Superman, which was a really fun scene. Yeah, you know, Supergirl's able to defeat Reactron with the help of her friends and on her own. She figures out that the lead that she finds in a statue is able to defeat Reactron. And that's pretty much the episode. And then you see Clark give a little message to Kara saying, you're doing alright. And I heard what Jimmy said, and I'm gonna lay low. You do your thing. And again, you're doing good for a beginner and just as a hero in general. So keep doing what you're doing. Another part of this episode is that Kara has a little bit of a crush on James, Jimmy Olsen, and right when Kara has the courage to kind of axe him out, Lucy Lane comes into town, who is the ex-girlfriend of James. So Kara's a bit upset about this, but we'll obviously see a bit more about the Lucy story in the next episode. So what did I think about the episode as a whole? This was so good. This really just shows why I love Supergirl as a character, you know. Yes, you know, Supergirl needed help to defeat this villain, and I think that's kind of proven throughout the show too, is that you can't just jump into madness, into someone that, into a battle that you don't really know all the things going on in the battle. So it proves that, yeah, Supergirl does need help. Every hero needs help. Even Superman has help from his friends. But Supergirl also wants to make her own destiny. It's not that she didn't want help from Clark. It's like, it's more about her creating her own path and showing that she's not in the shadow of her cousin, especially now that's announced that Clark, well, at least Superman is her cousin. So I like that moment. I think it stayed true to Supergirl's narrative. But what also, something I really enjoy is, even though Clark's not on screen, it still stays so true to Clark's character. Those little messages that he was giving back and forth to kind of just show that Kara's doing the right thing. And I love that. That was just such a good moment. And I like the way they're weaving Clark into the show. It's not, you don't even really see him that much. You saw a little blur of him. He hasn't even been casted. But I like that he's mentioned. But again, it is Supergirl's show. And Supergirl is very much her own character. And I also like that moment where Kara said that the reason I was sent here was to save him. And now I don't want him saving me. That's not the point. So I think it's like catching up to her that, yeah, she was stuck in the Phantom Zone for that long, and she's supposed to be older than Clark, and Clark's older than her, so she's kind of getting used to that fact, or at least remembering that fact a lot. So yeah, the little nods in this episode were great. Not the introduction of Superman, but the way they weave in Superman, the watch that Jimmy has to call Superman, and this is a bit, it's not a filler episode, it's not, but it doesn't progress the plot with Astra, but it's okay. And that's how you know you have a good show on your hands, because it explores more of the character depth of these characters, and I really enjoyed this episode because of that. It explores Kara's point of view. It even explores more of Jimmy, which we saw a little bit in the second episode. We're exploring more of that. Jimmy's kind of always been in the shadow of Superman, even more in Supergirl at this point. but he wants to become his own man also. And then the introduction of Lucy, a character I really enjoy in the Supergirl mythos, and had a lot of chance to shine in Sterling Gates' run as Supergirl. It seems like she's going to be in the military also, so it's going to be cool to see an actual woman in the military portrayed on television. I don't think we get to see that enough. So I'm really excited to explore more of Lucy's character, if she's going to reference her own sister. Is she in the shadow of her sister? So exploring those things. I think this season really is about getting out of the shadows of your family members. And that's an aspect I really liked about this episode, was it's very much about family. This whole show's a lot about family, but you get to see the different types of family. The families you make in the workplace. The family that Supergirl Kara has on Earth, which is Alex, and, someone that she's been living with for this whole time and has grown up with. And then you have your blood cousin, which is Clark, and you get to see their different relationships weave throughout the episode, which I really enjoyed. So overall, this is a really good episode. Again, it had a lot of great character development. I think the action improved a lot too. What I've noticed is that the beginning of the episodes, the action could be a little bit better, but once we get to that final battle, I really like the lead hand. I love the way they did that. I really like the visual effects of that. Still think they could work on some of the flight stuff, but I think they are improving on it. And yeah, I had a fun time with it. Also, Kat was great in this episode too. That scene where we get to see Kat trying to write, and she says, "I hear this humming, it's making me not write well," and Kara's like, "There is no humming, that is totally in your head." So I like that moment. Also, like some of the society things they bring up in this episode, like millennials kind of always going to their parents, kind of bringing up that thing, and also what I really liked was the journalistic side, where Kat asks questions about Kara's family and, if she's gonna have a family soon. And then Kara gets a bit upset about that because, like, you wouldn't ask a guy, you wouldn't ask my cousin these things, and that's how the whole entire cousin story was unraveled, because that is a, problem in media, is that asks girls certain questions, or at least celebrities, females certain questions and not males. So I kind of happy they brought that up. I thought that was kind of a cool topic they brought up here. So again, really good episode. It's not progressing the Astra plot, but this is how you do a Villain of the Week episode. Even the villain itself was, had a different motive than the last villain. So I like that aspect of the episode, because usually with Villains of the Week, especially like Arrow or Flash, they kind of tend to all seem the same except with different powers. At least here we're seeing different motives, so it makes the Villain of the Week a bit more fresh, and hopefully they keep on this way to keep the story fresh with, of course, what we're going to have to see Villains of the Week. Lastly, I want to talk about is Maxwell Lord. It's cool to see another big bad in this episode. Lisa villain. I guess we're gonna see if he's a big bad. But Maxwell Lord in the comics, I haven't read that much of him. What I know of him is that he started out as a hero and then became a villain. And then the New 52 happened. I don't know if he's in the New 52, but so it's going to be interesting to see what they do with the character. He's super smart, and yeah, I do think he's different than Lex Luthor. I think people are going to compare to him, but he has a lot of charisma. Really liked his introduction here, so that's another character I wanted to talk about. So like I said, really well done episode. Excited to see Linda, why did I say Linda? Lucy. I'm excited to see Lucy in the next episode to learn a little bit more about her character. So hope you guys enjoyed. This is Comic Uno. Of course, I'll have a review for Supergirl next week. And don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there's links for my comic book, Like Father Like Daughter. And don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later.